Pastor? How are you, sir?
Thank you for coming out here.
Inside this church in May, Texas, locals are gathering to mourn the tragic death of 25-year-old Shantae Blankenship. Somewhere within this crowd is Shantae's killer, hiding in plain sight and watching town folks pointing suspicions in all directions.
Has she had problems with anybody?
There's this guy out calling. And we used to have problems because he used to ride around with them and stuff.
Whoever it is a pretty sick person and they're still out there somewhere. I think it's her boyfriend going.
You know, she's a good-looking girl and that makes me a dirty old man. I think that's what was said.
As detectives exhaust every lead, the case eventually goes cold, leaving this small community questioning if any one of them might be the next victim. Yet, for over a year, one unusual witness sits quietly unnoticed, holding the answer detectives had been hunting for all along.
He was so devious and smart. He just didn't know that that was going to be the thing that would finally catch him.
The reactions that we're showing on this is, man, you're off the freaking charts.
And here he is, right in front of us. How did I miss that?
Inside a small church in May, Texas, nearly 100 people are gathered to search for a missing 25-year-old woman named Shantae Blankenship. What none of them know is that her killer is standing among them, shaking hands, offering to help look, and quietly watching the investigation unfold from the inside. It's a Sunday morning in May, Texas, a town so small most people don't lock their doors. Shantae went missing after a routine evening walk 2 days earlier, and by now half the county has joined the search. Then, deep on an abandoned property locals call the haunted house. A couple stumbles onto something that will change everything. They call 911, barely able to speak. They've found a body.
It's May 15th in the small town of May, Texas. Nearly 48 hours have passed since 25-year-old Shantae Blankenship mysteriously vanished after going on her usual evening walk. Since then, church volunteers have searched tirelessly for any sign of her, until this Sunday morning, around 11 a.m., when one couple stumbles upon something.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
I have no idea where I'm at. I am in the middle of nowhere. We were looking for Shantae Blankenship.
Okay.
We found her.
Okay. Okay, tell me, stay real still for me, okay? I'm going to try to ping your location.
It's actually the old haunted house is what everybody calls it.
Is she okay? Does she need any medical attention?
Is she alive? She's dead. Oh, God.
Okay, yeah, I've got everybody headed that direction, okay?
Deputies arrive at an isolated farmhouse nearly 30 minutes outside of town.
Right away, the Brown County Sheriff's Office dispatches 2 patrol deputies to the caller's location, an abandoned farmhouse nearly 25 miles away. Once they arrive, they find Charlie and Jackie anxiously pacing outside, ready to go into detail about the gruesome discovery they had just made inside.
We're just riding around looking for her. They did everybody met at 3 at the church to go look for her, and we were just driving around. We looked at every creek and culvert we could find.
The peel-out marks were already here.
Those over there, yeah.
I've seen those tracks and they pulled in it. They didn't go on through. They were just stopped.
These aren't y'all's?
No, this is the vehicle we're in.
Are those
over to the gate?
Are those your shoe prints?
Probably mine.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's stay over here on the rocks and not walk around where there's any footprints.
Don't let them leave there till I get out there, please.
10-4, they're waiting for everybody.
To the deputies, this discovery immediately raises questions. The farmhouse sits miles out of town, in an isolated location that many locals don't even know exists. So, while they wait for additional officers to arrive, the deputy begins pressing for answers, trying to understand how this couple ended up here in the first place.
How long I guess y'all called immediately when y'all found her?
Oh, yeah.
Which gate did y'all jump?
I walked around the house. I didn't see nothing in there. And I went out to all the outbuildings.
Do what?
I walked around in the house. I didn't see nothing in there and went to all the outbuildings.
Yeah.
And I was coming back and that storm cellar there had a bunch of grass knocked down. So I run around and looked and there she is. She's upside down in there and she is beat. I got a daughter that age. She's naked as Jaybird. All she got on is that white shirt she was running around in Friday when I seen her. If I get my hand on them, she done that. I tell you that right now, Fletcher. I told them bastard. I funny. She had the mentality of a 9-year-old.
There's an old house back there. They apparently all met up at the church earlier at North Lake, and they were just coming out, driving around looking. She's in a cellar.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I said they were just out looking for places.
A property so remote that most residents don't even know it exists. Inside a crumbling storm cellar, they find Shanta beaten so severely she's almost unrecognizable. Nearby lies a broken lawnmower blade, caked in blood, the apparent murder weapon.
The gate's locked, so we'll have to cut it, but there's tire tracks that pull in there and then pull straight back out.
Fresh tracks?
Yeah, like today fresh.
Indeed, these are very fresh marks, planting a terrifying thought in the deputies' minds that Shantae...
There are no defensive wounds on her body, which tells investigators something chilling she likely never saw it coming. And this is where the case takes its first disturbing turn, because forensic evidence at the scene suggests Shanta was assaulted as she was dying, or even after her death. That detail alone tells detectives they aren't just hunting a killer. They may be hunting a predator who has done this before.
Watch that wire.
Yeah.
It's on your gun. There you go. You're good. Alright, here, John. Hold this. I'll step up here and I'll grab the camera and hold it.
The bracelet's laying right on the other side. I'm assuming it's her.
Okay. He said there's a little bracelet right here on the other side of the gate. He said, yeah, right over there in the middle of that grass. There's one of those wristbands, those little rubber bands like this one. It looks, the way this grass is right here, like someone's been through it recently or something. Knife laying on the ground. I don't know. Looks like it's been there a little while.
Yeah, it's been there a while, but we'll go ahead and photograph it just in case.
I don't see any blood anywhere though. I haven't seen drops. I wonder if someone pulled around to the back side of this house where it wasn't as obvious.
Yeah, let's just follow the...
We'll follow the dirt tracks. That grass disturbed. She doesn't have any pants on.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Okay, let me get video here. I want to say he said he pulled this metal back. We need to find out, I mean, because you can see where there's a path right through here. Man, this grass is still thick. There's not going to be any prints. This metal right here we'll need to process probably, or I would say. Here's another pink band right here, John.
Oh, yeah. It's a legit homicide, it looks like.
There's blood all on that rock right there. Once all your guys get out here, I'm sure they'll want to go through this building and make sure that there's not something inside here either.
Yeah.
On the ground, halfway inside the cellar, lies Shantae's deceased and partially clothed body, beaten so severely that she is almost unrecognizable. Beside her is a broken lawnmower blade stained with blood. Its condition and placement leave investigators with little doubt that they're looking at the murder weapon. All of it, the secluded location, the sheer brutality of the attack, and the way Shantae's body is positioned leave deputies wondering just what kind of a deranged person could have done this.
Brown County isn't new to unsolved violence. A teenage girl abducted decades earlier. A man found shot beside his burning car. Cases that were never closed. Files that gathered dust for years. So when detectives start connecting Shantae's murder to this history, they know exactly what's at stake if they don't move fast enough.
In 1989, 13-year-old Amanda Goodman was abducted while walking home from school and murdered. 7 years later, in 1996, 30-year-old Juan Laurels was found shot to death beside his burning car. Decades later, both cases remain unsolved. And even more recently, police recovered the remains of 2 missing residents in remote areas of Brown County. So while
by the time investigators reached the church where the search was organized, the community already knows Shantae is dead. Word had spread before deputies could even get in the room, and now every face in that building is a potential lead or a potential suspect. The lead investigator makes a decision that will define the entire case. He asks the crowd not to compare notes, not to talk to each other about what they saw, because he needs every account to be untainted, unshared, and completely honest.
As the deputy approaches the church, he's met with uneasy stares from the crowd as he scans the room for any potential suspects.
Okay. All right. I'm just looking.
Oh.
I'm just making observations.
Oh, appreciate it.
The crowd.
Thank
You're not doing what, sir? Okay. That's fine. All right, come on. Hey, folks, could you have your attention just a minute? Folks, hello, ladies, gentlemen. If you believe you have information that will assist in this investigation, I ask you don't discuss it with anybody else. I don't want you to mix your notes with anybody else's notes or anybody else's observations. That's important because I want your recollections to be your own. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Pastor? How are you, sir?
You're doing okay.
Doing well, sir.
Thank you for coming out here.
You bet.
While the community may not trust the deputy yet, they do trust Pastor Ron Keener. Having spent nearly 5 decades in ministry and years helping local charities, he knows this town inside and out, and having him on their side could prove invaluable to the investigation.
The first person detectives sit down with is Shantae's boyfriend, and almost immediately something feels off. He describes their relationship as complicated, mentions arguments, mentions her emotional struggles, but never once asks how she died or who could have done this to her. For a grieving partner, his detachment is jarring. Still, without hard evidence, detectives can't hold him. Instead, he does something unexpected. He redirects suspicion toward another man, an older local named Colin, someone he claims Shantae used to run around with, someone he admits he never liked.
My name's John Harper. I'm an investigator with Brant County Sheriff's Office.
I don't get in trouble anymore.
What does that mean?
You told me and Frankie Salazar over one time.
No, now I remember who you are. Yes, now I remember who you are. How long have you been with her?
A little over 3 years, October 17th.
Okay. How did you and her get along?
How we got along?
Yeah.
I mean, like, there was times, I ain't gonna lie, we'd argue, but she's not capable of handling things. She has mental problems. I mean, like, she has a habit of yelling and stuff, and I just try, sometimes I'd leave, and then sometimes I could just talk her out of it and be nice, and she'd calm down. But she just has, I mean, like, I hate to say it, she expressed herself different. I mean, like, sometimes it was like a wall, but she showed me love, you know?
The next morning, the autopsy results confirm what investigators already suspected. Blunt force trauma to the head and neck, bruising consistent with her body being dragged.
Who had just slipped out of the church the moment the deputy arrived.
Anything else has she had problems with anybody?
There used to be this guy, Colin.
Guy where?
Colin.
Yeah. What about Colin Smith?
Well, I mean, we used to have problems because she used to ride around with him and stuff, and he used to just do stupid stuff, and he like ride around drunk, stuff like that, and I didn't like that. And I mean, like she'd hang around and stuff, but she pretty much, me and him got into it one time because he came out to the house, and she was drunk there, all drunk. I'm off of work. I mean, I'm thinking, what the hell? And me and her stepdad were out there and straightened out, and I never heard much out of him. He pretty much turned his nose and let it be.
Okay.
And then I've heard off and on she goes over there, I mean, but it's just something I can't really get myself upset about, and I'm that foolish over.
And confirmation of male DNA recovered from the scene, the first hard biological evidence in the case.
The next morning, just as deputies prepare to head back into town, they receive a major update from the forensic team. The initial autopsy results are in. Shantae's cause of death is determined to be blunt force trauma to the head and neck. Her injuries are consistent with the broken lawnmower blade found at the scene. She has no defensive wounds, while bruising on her arms suggests she had been dragged by the elbows. But investigators uncover something even more disturbing. Shantae's body had been violated as she was dying, or even after her death. Male DNA is recovered, giving detectives their first concrete clue about the person they're looking for. And combined with the sheer brutality of the attack, investigators begin to suspect that this was not the killer's first time, and that other victims may still be hidden somewhere.
With a possible serial offender loose in a town this small, detectives fan out across every household, collecting DNA, interviewing anyone who had contact with Shantae in the days before her death. One man, a longtime neighbor, unsettles investigators when he casually admits that Shantae's looks had crossed his mind in ways he probably shouldn't admit out loud. It's uncomfortable, but it isn't a confession.
Here.
Well, I'm sure it has something to do with Shantae.
Yes, sir. What do you know about Shantae, sir?
I lived here about 4 years, and she walks up and down the streets every day.
Something was said, and I'm not sure about the source because I was just assigned to come out.
Okay.
Something about, that you had said that you get excited when you see her.
There might have been a comment made to say that, she's a good-looking girl, and that makes me a dirty old man. I think that's what was said. And I don't give a shit if you're male and you ain't. You're going to look at a young lady and say, well, damn, she's pretty.
Yeah, I hear you.
Somebody reported a dead body hanging in there. And they got on that gate there that came open with them. He told me she's this down the lane.
How long ago was that?
Oh, that's been
10 years. Oh, okay.
And you just seen her and waved to her. You didn't stop and talk to her.
Didn't stop and talk to him. I had to stop and talk to her in the past some. She's a good little girl.
There's boys that would, want to be with her, and John said that he was her boyfriend. She'd say Colin was her boyfriend.
Eventually, detectives track down Shantae's closest friend, who reveals something no one else knew. Shantae had secretly reconciled with Cohen, the same man her boyfriend had pointed fingers at, and was planning to meet him the night she disappeared. She also remembers a strange man who drove past them earlier that week in a red and white truck, someone who gave her an uneasy feeling just from the way he looked at her.
Better than she does, or the three strange men who had recently entered her life.
Caitlin, we're just trying to get as much information on this as we can. Will you just kind of tell me about Friday? What was she talking about?
She was talking to me about a whole bunch of different stuff. One thing that really got me was she told me her and Colin got back together. Her and her boyfriend John talked about how they broke up because she didn't like him. And then said that actually Colin told her to meet him in the shed behind his house that night. Sorry.
It's okay. Take your time.
And then this guy, he drove by us in Bronco. It's white and red. When you see somebody you think is really creepy, you kind of get this. He looked kind of creepy, and he waved at her, and she was like, yeah, that's so-and-so. He really tripped me out.
Caitlin points to the three men who may have been involved in Shantae.
That truck leads police to a third name, a man living alone in a cluttered trailer that reeks of something detectives can't quite place. He claims it's fuel from an RV tank. Nothing ties him to the murder, but the smell and his evasiveness sticks with investigators.
Just to follow up on everything, I don't think you were being, misleading with us or anything, but just for us to cover anything since the vehicle's in the area, do you mind if we go in your trailer and just make sure everything's okay and there's nobody in there?
Yeah, you can check. There's nobody in there, but it's a mess.
It's just more just to cover all of our bases.
Sure, I'm saying we did. No problem.
Any guns in there, anything like that?
No weapons.
No weapons?
Maybe a hunting knife here.
That's fine.
All right.
How long you lived out here, man?
Like I said, not even a month.
Oh, yeah?
It's a mess.
That's fine, man. Sure, we've been in worse.
I don't know. Not unless you got a hoarder around here.
What?
Oh, we got plenty of those, man. Hoarders.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that freezer looks like it works good, man.
Runs on propane.
Do what?
It runs on propane.
Really? Yeah, as long as we're here real quick, your storage unit shed right here. Is that cool? Appreciate it, man.
You don't have a dog, do you?
No. That smell?
Yeah.
Coming from the RV, I need to dump my tanks.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, I gotta use that little thing there because I'm out of gas. Go and haul it to that place down the street.
Oh, really? You gotta dump it in that and then haul it down there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm sorry about the smell. I'm trying to get everything good.
You're good.
Then there's Colin. Unlike the others, Colin refuses to make this easy. He grows defensive under questioning, reveals he works in lawn care, meaning he has direct access to the exact type of blade used to kill Shantae, and eventually agrees to a polygraph test.
Like any other potential witness, but Colin's behavior and his refusal to cooperate would soon shoot him to the top of the suspect list.
How you doing, sir? What's your name?
Colin.
You mind if you want to ride with me up to the SO and that?
Colin?
Yeah, and I'll bring you back.
I gotta do it.
Okay, you don't want to go with me?
I mean, it's ridiculous that I'm even being looked at. She's got a boyfriend or a husband, John Adams.
Mm-hmm.
She's like infatuated with me. She'll just walk up and down.
Did y'all have any type of physical relationship at all? Because some of the people we talked to is that y'all had a relationship at one time.
No.
So never.
No.
Okay. What kind of relationship did she and the boyfriend have?
He'd always pick her up and tell her to go get her home, and he treats her like a dog. And there's a lot of people that are kind of looking at him. I mean, it's...
Yeah, well, he's one of the people I'm going to have to interview. Are you working anywhere right now?
I do lawn mowing out here.
Okay.
According to Colin, he never had any kind of relationship with Shantae, but detectives are buying it. And when the conversation turns to his job, Colin reveals he works in lawn care, giving him access to the same type of weapon detectives believe was used to murder Shantae. But seeing how defensive Colin is becoming, detectives decide to leave, asking him to come to
During the exam, his physiological readings spike so dramatically that even the examiner is stunned. Colin insists he's innocent, admits to a secret relationship with Shantae, but denies any involvement in her death. Frustrated and visibly rattled, he walks out mid-interview. To detectives, it looks like a man unraveling under the weight of guilt.
Whoever it is a pretty sick person, and they're still out there somewhere, whether it's a guy or a girl. I mean,
what do you think it's going to take to pass the test today?
To pass the test? What do you mean?
What do you think it's going to take to pass the polygraph?
Honesty.
Honesty, yeah, that's going to be the...
I'm an honest person, so I hate liars. So when she was with John, she always had ace bandages and on. Always looked like something was wrong with her.
Sure.
Because always telling me about him putting her hands on her.
Were y'all pretty sexual back then?
Yeah, a couple times, and I told him no the other day just because I was scared.
As far as how she died, what all do you know about how she died?
Alright, this is the very first story we got, alright? It's sickening, honestly. Sorry for cussing, but it's really sick to think how many people out there have been gossiping and like making their own stories up, you know what I mean? Like,
what do you think the person that killed her is feeling right now?
I don't know.
I think they're feeling a little guilty about it. Do you think
I think it's your boyfriend, John. Only thing I can say is maybe John did it out of like a crime of passion, you know.
Interestingly, Colin admits that he was, in fact, involved in an intimate relationship with Shantae, but he insists that he has been truthful about everything else. However, that claim would soon be put to the test when the polygraph examination begins, and before long, something would happen that would cause Colin to abruptly end the interview.
Hey, Colin, when we take this test, man, I'm starting to see some things in here that's a little bit concerning to me. You know, you got to be sure to be still when we take the test. First off, secondly, you know, you got to be keep everything the same. As far as when you're answering, there's a little bit of movement going on. Okay, so just everything you do, just be yourself. Okay, that's all we're asking. Colin, what do you think the best question to ask you is going to be today?
Did I kill Shantae Blankenship?
Whether it be through strangulation, whether it be through blunt force, whether it be through whatever, did you physically cause the death of Shantae is what I'm asking, okay? So your response is no. What have you not been honest with me?
I've been honest to you about everything.
Okay, so why is it showing that you're being deceptive about this?
I guess because I don't understand how what's showing. Tell me what's showing.
You're not even showing any reactions to those questions where I'm telling you to lie about it. Where I'm telling you.
Because you told me to stay as calm as I can and look at the board, so I'm just saying yes and no.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
And you know what? The reactions that we're showing on this is, man, you're off the freaking charts.
I'm telling you, I didn't do anything wrong, and I'd like to leave.
And that's up to you. I can't force you to be here, but you're the one that's that needs to clear this thing up.
I did come in here to clear it. I gave DNA right off the bat, the very first one to test for DNA, and I came in here willingly. This is a bunch of crap, man.
Yeah, there's the door.
I did what I was supposed to do. I was 100%.
DNA samples from all three men, the boyfriend.
Of course, I guess they told you when they downloaded the phone, they get everything. They get pictures, they get text messages, they get phone calls, all that stuff. Right? And do you delete your text messages?
Yeah. But I was like long places and they put my phone up there.
No, that's not what these text messages that you deleted. And you know what I'm talking about because you even told somebody, hey, my phone's clean. What are you worried about DNA so bad about?
I'm not worried about it. I just don't like needles. I don't like such things.
Well, she was like, I don't know why you're so worried about giving DNA.
What do you mean?
She said you were texting her and asked her Well, they want my DNA. Why did they want my DNA?
Should have.
That's what the text message just said.
That's strange.
I know. That's what I'm asking. I smoke. I just don't want that. It's not all the time thing. I mean, like, I just might go to a friend or something like that. I don't care. I don't care if you smoke. I don't care if you smell. I don't care. Well, I don't care about that. I'm thinking about what we got going on right now, and then we find your phone, and you knew we were fixing to look at everything, and then we find the message going, or because they can tell what's been deleted and what hadn't been deleted, and then they look and they like deleted. If you did have something to do with this, you need to let me know now.
I would have told you day one. Okay, if I would have been around anything serious like that, or knew anything, or anybody, I would be.
Or knew anybody that had anything to do with it, or
anything. Because if I had anything to help out, I have nieces out there, I have my sister up there.
Until we figure out who this person is, I mean, everything's kind of, like you said, kind of on a lockdown because everybody's scared to death right now.
Yeah.
Shantae told one of the girls that she was walking with that night that she was supposed to be coming back to meet Colin Smith.
Yeah, that's what we've heard.
Would that make you jealous if she's going to go over there and meet with Colin?
Yeah, it made me jealous, but it was still considered in a way that I can't do anything about it. I mean,
so it wouldn't make you mad if she was hooking up with somebody else? It wouldn't make you mad?
It would, but not to stand this far away. Her mother and her, I mean, I would never do that to that girl. I don't really have much family around here. My dad's in a nursing home, sister's in Dallas.
Well, that would make it even worse, though, because the one person that you care about, if she's sleeping around with somebody else, that would, the only connection you got out here.
Yeah, I'll just move on.
The neighbor with the truck and Colin are sent off for testing. Weeks pass. And when the results finally come back, they deliver a gut punch. None of the samples match the DNA found on Shawnee's body. Not the boyfriend, not Colin, not the man with the truck. Whoever did this wasn't even on their radar.
More than a year into the investigation, in October 2017, another investigator who had worked on Shantae's case, Carlisle Gover, would make an incredible discovery. While watching a true crime show, Gover learns about an emerging technology known as DNA phenotyping, a technique that had successfully solved another cold case by generating a snapshot prediction of what a person may look like using only their DNA. The next day, Gover rushes to tell the lead detective, Scott Bird. Within hours, the $4,000 needed for the testing is secured and the DNA is submitted. And as the image slowly begins to take shape, suspects would be eliminated one by one until the true killer turns out to be someone no one ever expected.
Yeah, by the time that the Blankenship case came along, we had a couple of cases that had used the phenotyping information to help solve their cases, given the investigative capabilities that they had at that time, which were not DNA. He managed to avoid leaving any clues that got him caught. But he did leave DNA. He just didn't know that that was going to be the thing that would finally catch him.
The case goes cold, not for weeks, but for over a year. Detectives run out of leads, and the town starts to believe they'll never know who did this. Then, in October of a following year, a fellow investigator stumbles onto a segment about a forensic technique called DNA phenotyping, a method that can generate a predicted image of a suspect's face using nothing but their genetic material. It had already helped crack cold cases elsewhere. Within days, funding is secured and Shantae's DNA sample is sent off one final time. When the composite image comes back, the lead detective freezes. He recognizes the face immediately, because years earlier, before he ever wore a badge, he'd taught this same young man in the 5th grade. His name is Ryan, and when detectives start digging into his background, they uncover something almost impossible to process. Ryan had been there the entire time. He searched for Shantae alongside her family. He attended her funeral. He hugged her grieving mother at the wake. For nearly 2 years, he played the role of a devastated family friend while carrying the truth of what he'd done. Officers move quickly to arrest him only to learn he's already fled. For hours, Ryan is in the wind.
As I do before every service, Scott, I stand in the parking lot greeting people. And there was Ryan standing there with his mother, Michelle. And he said, I'm going to turn myself in tonight. He said, I murdered her. And I said, at that point, I'm going to step out in the parking lot and call Sheriff Hill. We're going to take you to the law enforcement center. He said, yes, sir. I want to confess to them.
To detectives' surprise, less than an hour ago, Ryan had unexpectedly shown up at a Wednesday night service where he made a horrifying confession. He was responsible for murdering Shantae. Not only that, he had just walked into the sheriff's office alongside Pastor Keener, saying he wants to turn himself in. Baffled by the situation, detectives bring Ryan into the interrogation room, and when they sit down with him, they let him speak, trying to determine whether this young man in front of them is truly the dangerous killer they've been hunting for nearly 2 years.
So this happened on Friday the 13th. Tell me about that day. How'd you start that day out?
I don't remember how I started the day. It was just like an average day to me up until I did what I did. I had stopped and asked her if she needed a ride, and she got in my truck. And then out of nowhere, I just put my left arm around her and began to strangle her. I went back to my truck and got a lawnmower blade out of the back of my truck. And I went back to where she was, and I beat her to death with it to make sure that she was dead. I've always had this different part of me that it just wants nothing but destruction and evil. And whenever I saw her that day, it took over. So I knew what I was trying to get. It wanted to kill somebody.
Ryan's description of what he did to Shantae perfectly matches the details from the crime scene, details that had never been made public. To detectives, it leaves little doubt that he is, in fact, the killer.
If you could say something right now to Shantae, what would you say?
That I'm sorry that I did what I did. And whatever I have coming towards me, I deserve.
What do you think you deserve?
Death for sure.
Anything else?
No.
All right, you are officially under arrest for capital murder.
Then, that same evening, he shows up unannounced at a church service, finds the pastor in the parking lot, and says 2 words no one expected to hear he did it. Within the hour, he's sitting across from detectives, calmly describing how he offered Shantae a ride, how something inside him took over, and how he retrieved the lawn mower blade from his truck to make sure she was dead. His account matches the crime scene in chilling, specific details that had never been made public. Ryan pleads guilty to capital murder and is sentenced to life without the possibility of parole.
Hey everyone, I don't know if everybody knows, but we caught him. We got him tonight for a capital murder trial. God has blessed us with him, and it breaks my heart because this man went to church with her, and he's just a kid himself. I wanted everyone to know that we appreciate everything y'all have done.
Shantae's mother later thanks the community for standing by her family throughout the search, even as she grapples with the horror that her daughter's killer had once knelt beside her at church. Years later, the abandoned farmhouse where Shantae was found is finally torn down, an attempt to give the town some measure of peace. But for the people of May, Texas, the harder truth remains. For nearly 2 years, they searched for a killer who was searching right alongside them.